Imagine waking up in a world where the sun is nothing more than a dim orange glow, barely bright enough to cast a shadow. Where lakes are made of liquid methane, rain falls as icy hydrocarbons, and the air is so cold it could freeze steel solid. Now imagine this isn't a distant alien planet, this is your new home. Humanity has moved to Titan, Saturn's largest moon. But today, something is wrong. Your visor begins to fog from the extreme cryogenic cold 179 Celsius air, and you hear the crackle of methane storms rolling across the horizon. In the sky, Saturn looms like a god, filling half the heavens with swirling stripes and violent storms larger than Earth itself. Your boots crunch on frozen organic sand. Every step feels heavier, not because Titan's gravity is weak, but because your survival depends on perfectly functioning equipment. One mistake, one tiny leak, and your body would rupture from the pressure difference, your blood turning solid in seconds. Suddenly, a deep rumble shakes the frozen ground beneath you. Titan's crust and icy shell floating over a hidden global ocean begins to flex. A distant fissure splits open, releasing plumes of nitrogen gas that roar into the sky like geysers. For the first time, you ask yourself, were humans ever meant to live here? Could our species truly survive on a world where the air is poison, the lakes are flammable, and sunlight is weaker than twilight? Or is Titan humanity's best chance to escape a dying Earth? Before we dive deep into this frozen alien possibility and uncover the terrifying science behind living on Titan, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your question below. Titan is one of the strangest worlds in our solar system, an Earth-like body wrapped in an alien disguise. It's the only moon with a thick atmosphere, the only place besides Earth with stable surface lakes, and one of the few worlds where complex organic chemistry happens naturally. That's why scientists consider Titan a possible future home for humanity, especially if Earth ever becomes unlivable. But living on Titan wouldn't just be a challenge. It would rewrite everything we know about survival, technology, biology, and even society. This isn't just another colony on Mars scenario. Titan is darker, colder, richer in strange chemistry, and far more mysterious. In this hypothetical journey, we imagine a future where humans develop the technology to survive Titan's lethal environment, where we build habitats that can withstand cryogenic oceans and explosive methane storms, where our cities glow under the faint orange sky, protected from cold that could shatter metal. To understand this world, we must explore its unique science. Why Titan's methane cycle behaves like Earth's water cycle.
How humans would breathe when the atmosphere is entirely nitrogen.
When Titan's low gravity could reshape the human body. How energy, food, heat, and shelter could realistically exist in a world without sunlight. This video will break down Titan's challenges step by step, then explore whether humans could truly thrive here or if Titan would become humanity's frozen tomb. The first major consequence: survival in Titan's atmosphere. The moment humans step onto Titan, they face a paradoxical atmosphere, both incredibly dangerous and strangely helpful. Titan's air is mostly nitrogen, just like Earth, but without even a trace of oxygen. To breathe here, humans would require fully sealed suits or dome habitats continuously filled with artificial air. A single tear in the suit wouldn't just suffocate you, it would expose your body to temperatures so low that your lungs, eyes, and skin would freeze in seconds. Yet Titan's atmosphere is also far thicker than Mars or the Moon. This means radiation is almost non existent, making Titan one of the safest places in the solar system from cosmic rays. Ironically, this toxic world might protect human DNA better than anywhere else beyond Earth. As humans explore, the first transformation they'd notice is gravity only 14% of Earth's. A person weighing 70 quiche on Earth would feel like just 10 quiche here. Walking becomes a bounce, running becomes gliding, and with the dense atmosphere, people wearing small wings, yes, wings, could literally fly with minimal effort. Imagine gliding across frozen dunes under an orange sky while Saturn towers above. It would be breathtaking, if only you could breathe. But low gravity comes with long-term consequences. Human bones weaken, muscles shrink, and blood circulation slows. Over generations, children born on Titan might grow taller, have thinner bones, and require medical interventions just to maintain Earth normal physiology. The methane-rich environment adds another scientific twist. Methane lakes behave like water but are far more slippery and volatile. A human falling in wouldn't drown, they'd freeze solid faster than they could react. Even touching Titan soil without protection would cause cryogenic burns. Saft text resistas. Seeing what react. Safs tex chrysalistis much play and didangangan we. Amirin waradekhinasir. Because Titan's air is dense and windless, storms move slowly, creating surreal weather patterns, methane drizzle, fog that hugs the ground, and glowing atmospheric halos. Titan, in every sense, feels like a dream world or a nightmare. The second major consequence: building habitats and surviving Titan's environment. Once humans attempt to build long term settlements on Titan, they encounter their second major challenge: creating heat, energy, and stable habitats in a world colder than liquid nitrogen. Titan's surface temperature sits around minus 179 pentasepli Phi, which means nearly every familiar material behaves differently. Rubber becomes brittle, metals crack, plastics shatter like glass. Any structure built here must be engineered like a cryogenic fortress thick insulation, internal heating loops, flexible pressure walls, and exterior layers designed to resist methane storms. But the real difficulty begins with energy. Sunlight on Titan is just 1% as strong as it is on Earth. Solar panels are nearly useless. Humans would need alternative power sources. Nuclear reactors buried deep within insulated caverns. Chemical energy extracted from Titan's abundant hydrocarbons. Wind turbines built hundreds of meters tall, taking advantage of Titan's dense yet slow moving air. Possibly even geothermal heat if Titan's subsurface ocean has warm spots. Inside the habitat domes, heat becomes both life saving and dangerous. Too much warmth and the surrounding methane rich atmosphere could destabilize the ground. Too little heat, and everything food supplies, equipment, even air systems freezes instantly. Then comes the environmental chain reaction. As humans expand their settlements, massive amounts of heat leak into Titan's atmosphere. Slowly, the frozen methane around the bases begins to warm. Lakes start to release vapors. Methane clouds become thicker. For the first time in Titan's history, localized weather systems form. Violent methane blizzards, cryogenic fog storms, supercooled rain over human settlements. As Titan wakes up, humans realize they are accidentally altering an entire moon's climate, even if only in small regions. A delicate balance forms. Too much human presence could warm Titan's surface enough to destabilize its crust. But too little heat means guaranteed death. The environment responds to humanity's arrival with a silent, escalating warning: survive carefully or freeze forever.
Long term results. A new human species on Titan.
After decades, then centuries of human presence on Titan, the long term consequences begin to reshape not just the moon, but humanity itself. Titan is not a world you visit, it is a world that changes you, slowly, silently, generation by generation. The first major transformation begins with biology. Titan's low gravity weakens bones even with constant exercise. Children raised in Titan's domes may grow unusually tall, with elongated limbs and reduced muscle mass. Their hearts pump blood differently, working less against gravity but more against pressure regulated habitats. Even their immune systems shift, shaped by a sterile, ultra cold environment. Eye evolution becomes especially dramatic. Titan is dim, permanently twilight. Humans here could develop larger pupils, enhanced low light vision, and extreme light sensitivity when visiting Earth. Returning home might one day feel like staring into a blinding sun. As generations pass, Titan born humans might become so physiologically distinct that Earth's gravity becomes unbearable for them. A Titan native placed on Earth may feel crushed, unable to stand. Humanity would slowly diverge into two branches living under two suns, one bright, one distant and orange. Then comes the environmental shift. The heat from human settlements' reactors, domes, factories begins subtly altering Titan's chemical cycles. Methane lakes near colonies evaporate slightly faster, forming persistent haze clouds. Organic dunes shift. New methane storms appear where none existed for millions of years. Titan enters its first era of localized climate activity driven by humans. But the most dramatic, long term effect lies beneath the ice. Titan's crust floats on a global hidden ocean. Human drilling, heat extraction, and underground bases might weaken parts of that shell. Cracks could expand. Tidal flexing from Saturn could intensify. Some scientists warn that in a distant future, human activity could trigger Titan quakes or even cause subcrustal water plumes to erupt onto the surface, events powerful enough to reshape entire regions. Name, people stay. Why? Because Titan offers something no other world does: stability, protection from radiation, endless chemical resources, and the chance to build a new kind of civilization. One adapted to the darkness, thriving under Saturn's eternal gaze. Humanity's journey to Titan began as a daring experiment, a leap toward one of the most alien yet strangely familiar worlds in our solar system. What started as a survival mission in a freezing orange twilight slowly transformed into a new chapter of human evolution. Titan forced us to rethink everything: how we breathe, how we build, how we generate energy, and even how our bodies function in a place where gravity feels like a gentle tug and darkness lasts forever. In this hypothetical scenario, we watched as humans created sealed habitats to withstand cryogenic temperatures, built nuclear powered cities under Saturn's watchful eye, and engineered entire systems to maintain warmth in a world that freezes metal like paper. Over time, we altered Titan's environment warming lakes, triggering new storms and awakening weather patterns that had slept for millions of years. And eventually, Titan changed us in return. Humans evolved taller, lighter, more sensitive to light, and physically adapted to this distant moon. A new branch of humanity emerged, one built for low gravity, dim skies, and methane rich landscapes. Titan became more than a colony. It became a second Earth, colder, stranger, harsher, but undeniably ours. A place where humanity proved once again that it could adapt to even the most unimaginable environments. And if we can survive on Titan, what else might be within our reach?